Hello. We're standing at the far end of the 1.5 acres. Say hello, Aunt.
Hello, Anne.
And I'm standing with the huge plum tree because we're looking at the edges at the moment, because some of the work we're going to be doing between now and August in our in-between visits is tidying the edges gently. But we're just standing here, not sitting, looking at the plum, and we're going, well, we ain't going to be tidying that yet because we want to see how much fruit we're going to get this year. So we may take the very lowest branches off so that we're creating canopy, and then we're widening this pathway here, because this pathway here from this gate is in effect going to be a through way, but it's also going to be extra chicken forage. This will be like a rotational chicken paddock all the way down here for when we're resting their main areas. So we're standing at the furthest end, and so this is in effect going to be another little wildlife corridor at this end here. So we want to keep, because you can see the animal tracks here, and we have an animal track down here. It's usually deer, badger come down here, fox comes down here. This is what we've been observing over the years that we've been walking this land. So, but we also have a potential to put a pond in at some point, because there's a natural dip in the land just over here. And we've always said, you know, this would be quite good to put a little wildlife pond, and then the ducks will probably benefit from that. We're only going to get like 2 or 3 Muscovy ducks eventually, because we love them. They're so cute. They whistle at you. And in the hedge there you can see some biomass willow that we planted a long time ago. I think seven years or so ago, when we did the willow fedge, and that was extra willow. So what we're going to do is we're going to pollard that and use the thicker parts to do stronger parts of the chicken fedging. So if you can see where Ant is down there, he's still in the forest garden area. So all where I'm standing to probably another 10 feet beyond where Ant's standing is all forest garden and chicken areas. So we're gonna create beautiful curving willow fedge fencing to contain the chicken areas and define the forest garden, and interplant in there trees and herbs for the chickens. So trees for fruit drop and shade, and herbs for them to graze, etc. Where I'm walking now. So all this hedgerow is alive at the minute, and we're just going to see what happens this year. But you can kind of see the fences like 15 feet from me. And we just want to open that up in between the tree area, and our chickens will be able to go all in there and forage about. You know, when it's their turn to graze this area. I'm going to be careful where I'm walking, because there's quite a lot of holy bits. So we're really sort of like going to see what comes on these trees this year. So I'm going to walk up this animal track now, because you can see one goes off that way, right? One goes off this way. So we have to be mindful, because this is all going to be where our chickens are going to go. We're going to use electric fencing inside the willow fedge so that the predators, the badgers and the foxes, can't get to the chickens. I mean, they've got plenty of other ways round to get to where they want to go, yeah? So we have to be mindful of this, because this one comes right over to the pear tree. I'm going to go and say hello to the pear tree. There's no partridge. So as you can see, oh, look at the sun coming through there. Isn't that beautiful? So the pear tree's got her very delicate leaves. Look at this, isn't that pretty? I think we're going to get quite a good crop this year of pear. We shall see, because she's not had any love since we left, you know. So my job is going to take this back to the standard, because we have to reduce all this back to 1. But I'm going to do that and take out these crossing branches. You see these here. I'm going to take off some of these so that they're not detrimental to the growth of the tree. But I won't be doing that this year, because I don't want to stress the tree too much before fruiting. Okay. And then we're going to go and have a look at the apple tree again. So, and I've got a wand to pick up for John. Our beautiful John. One of our founding members. See if she's ready to give. I might need, yeah, I think I'm going to take my secateurs with me next time, because this is a broken branch that I'm going to give to John to make a wand with, because it's growing downwards after being split. So that's what I'm going to do for John. Hello, Nikki Freedom. And the apple tree now, she's budding. She hadn't broken bud last time, but now she has. And those of you who read my story about the apple tree last time will know that we planted this tree in 2016, end of 2016, beginning of 2017, before we went to look after my mum. There's actually another broken bit there for John on the other side, I can see, and she needs a bit of pruning, this one, which I can probably do this week. I don't know, don't know much about pruning yet, but there are quite a few crossing branches. I know I need to take some of those out. But yeah, this was the maiden apple tree that I put in 2017, and you can see some deer damage here at the bottom, some deer. That's okay, she's not suffering because of that. And this is the tree I'm going to be sitting beneath on my 60th birthday. Isn't that amazing? And she's so beautiful. She's got a lot of stories to listen to, as this tree now, as we sit with her through the years, you know. And this, I wanted to just say, so that's that bit over there in that hedge there has got to be done this year. I've got to take that all out, tidy that bit up, because that's all dead anyway. So we'll make a wildlife patch with that when we take that out. Anyway, this land is 1.5 acres, and this is the land we are stewarding for the Spiral Path Apothecary, which is what everyone who comes and joins Inner Sanctum is supporting. And it's a bumblebee. And I've known this land for 30 years. So it's a very special place. So this is a real sacred return for us. We used to live in that house there, in the wing that sticks out to the left. That was our wing. Those little hobbits, you know, we design our life really well. To sow from overflow, like I was saying yesterday, you know, it's not about the money. It's about how you design your life to be able to be well resourced in many different ways, not just the money. But the money does this. The money is for this. That's where I put my money. I put my money into the land. I put Inner Sanctum's memberships into the land through our loving focus and attention. And so we're going to be working on this, tidying all that up so that that's pretty, because at the moment it's preventing us working that area there. So we're going to take that out and take it a little bit further back to the fence. This bit really, from where the bud stops down here, we'll tidy up first, and just make it so that we can get all the blackberries when it's blackberry time. Do you know you can make paint dye with blackberry? Mix that with quark cheese and it makes a beautiful natural paint. I've done it so many times. Anyway, I digress. So basically from here, where I'm standing now, is the start of the more productive, more intense area. So we're going to have this big spiral round here, the big Triskelion, for their main herb garden. And there'll be all kinds of other bits and pieces. We've got a rough drawing. An amazing ChatGPT did a very visual sketch. Didn't quite get everything aligned properly, but then it doesn't know this land like we do. But it gives you an idea, so I might pop that up actually, just so you've got kind of a visual of what we're going to be doing. And so this is mostly going to be the medicinal herbs and vegetables, fruits, soft fruits, all that kind of thing between where I was and the building, which you can see there. I'm sorry I'm not looking at comments at the minute because I'm navigating this very rough land. This was all very tidy when we were here. We actually had our herb spiral here last time, and we had a polytunnel just over here. And we're not going to have a polytunnel. We're going to raise funds for a greenhouse, a very beautiful greenhouse. I think our polytunnel was about here. Yeah, it was. And then the herb spiral was there. And then we had lots of veg beds over here, as you can see. So it's just a revisit because it was raining last time I did the walk on the land for you. So all this is going to be quite veggie, fruity, that kind of thing. And what we're starting this weekend is this. Now most of you don't know that both Ant and I have got physical limitations. So we have to do things to our physical capacity. And this is intense. We've got a beautiful big buddleia right in the middle of the bramble there. She'll be cut right back down because they love being treated nastily. We'll do it beautifully for her, of course. And then all this is the raspberry. All that's raspberry in there. So I'm basically starting at this end because I know where the raspberries are. Ant's going to start at the willow end, where the most aggressive part of the bramble is. So really the aggressive bramble starts about here, which is at the end of where the raspberries are. So you've got three blue hoops there. That's the raspberry bed. And then this is a fucker. So Ant's going to go in and with a bit more manliness. Me, I talk to the brambles and I say, come on, let's work together. Ant can just go, I'm having you. Can't you, love? Grr, arg. And then that buddleia is massive, isn't she? So when you get to her, you don't have to treat her kindly. You can just attack her quite well. And she'll thank us for it, you know. And I know it's a purple buddleia as well, which is amazing. And that's going to be growing back this year for the butterflies. So we've got to work our way, really, in all there, so that we have a big path down here and we can get to the willow fetch. So you can kind of see, I think you can kind of see the willow a bit better now. So again, this is all really beautifully woven in. we've done that, and then all this has got to be cut. Sadly, we're not going to be able to replant this time, but we will in the winter. We will use all the willow and replant it to do the chicken veggies. So there's going to be more of this kind of thing done for the chicken areas. Not as high though, we want to keep it a bit lower, maybe a third lower, so you can look over and see the chickens. And then inside that there'll be the electric fence to keep all the predators out of the babies. There's another, what was a veg area in there. You can kind of see the blue pipe, which we used to cover the netting with to keep the insects and the pigeons off. We'll reclaim all that. So yeah, Ant's got a fucker of a job. But we're here for the next 10 days and we're going to get stuck in. We're cadging a bench to come bring over and sit on, because for my particular physical limitations I've got to sit down and rest every 15 minutes and then do a little bit more. So the fact that this is to show you what we can do with our limitations or our special needs, whatever you want to call it, when you're in a body that's kind of requiring more TLC. The rest of me is absolutely shit hot. It's just the body's a bit fucked. And it likes to fall over quite a lot, which is quite interesting. There you are. So this is another raspberry bed here. So there's loads. I think there's raspberries in there, if I remember rightly. Oh, there might not be actually. There might be. That might have been veg. That's raspberry. But anyway, basically, loves, we've got to clear all this as much as we can in the next 10 days before we go off to our next house sit. And when we come back again, we'll cut the willow, and it'll be reused somewhere. Even though it's not the ideal time now, she's in leaf, to cut it. Willow is quite forgiving, and if we can replant, we will. Because we don't want to. We will use it, but no matter what, we will use it. Don't like waste. So this is a little building that we've got use of this side, not the other side. So we're going to turn this into our breakout space. There's hard standing under here. There's lots of violets actually. I'm going to make some violet tea this weekend. There's hard standing here. So when we were here last time, Ant had cleared all this. And yeah, he'd absolutely cleared all this slab. So that's what he's going to do again. In his dreams. Yeah. In your dreams, love.
That door panel had fallen off, so I've temporarily tied it back on.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Surprised how much ivy there is on the other side.
Ivy, yeah, well, it'll come down easy enough. You know, so, and then clearing all around the edges, because we'd cleared all that as well. All that was completely nice and tidy. And then this is going to be like the composting area and probably some seatage and hangout space and bark dropping area from the tree surgeons, because we're going to use bark for the pathways. So all over here is going to be like the compost area and stuff. And a big area for dropping bark, because we use no end of bark when we're doing the land. We are completely no dig, apart from when we have to plant trees and stuff. This is the wood store at the moment, and we've got loads of willow for weaving to help make dead hedge. And I can see a good couple of logs there we can turn into seats already.
Yeah.
There's the ensuite at the back there. I think it needs plumbing in. No, we've actually got a porta toilet in the garage, so we're going to get that out and put it in the barn. Make a little toilet area. Yeah, all this is going to be cleared off.
It'll be too heavy otherwise.
Yeah, we need to free all that up off the hanger, so that it lasts another 50 years. So this, my loves, is the legacy that Inner Sanctum is creating. Now you might think, well, how do I access this then? You know, and it's like your support being a member, because you get into the sanctuary as well, you know, the actual community space where we are sharing unfiltered and raw and everything that comes up for us and all the things, and having live calls and organising events and things. But what you're getting from the land is A, knowing that you are, for your monthly donations, supporting the development of this regenerative permaculture apothecary gardens, which in year 2 you'll start being sent 4 seasonal herbal boxes a year with whatever we can conjure up and all that kind of thing. So, and you can come and visit. We have to do that very mindfully because there is no parking in the village at all. We can't develop this so that we can provide parking. So you can come, and it's just going to be a case of we'll book you in for your day throughout the season, if you know what I mean. And you can come and you can be part of Hands in the Soil. It's like a retreat day, really, or a retreat weekend or something. So there's that as well. There's potential to discuss every way you can actually benefit from this space more. But just knowing that you're part of this is what most online groups and spaces don't give you. Most are just focused on productivity and self-development and all that kind of thing. We're not. That comes naturally just by being in proximity to each other. But this is what you're part of. This is legacy. So that's it really. I just thought I'd come out and do a little land walk with you again in the sunshine instead of the rain. So if you're wanting to ask any questions, if you're ready to come and join us, £20 a month, Legacy Founders. I've got 14 spaces left. Only 14 spaces for you to come and support this and enter a community, its soul space of belonging. You know, that's what we are, a soul space of belonging. And you know, we're creating something very different to all the other online spaces. Wouldn't it be lovely to be in at the beginning where you help shape this? Shape a soul space of belonging together? There's no teachers in our space. We are all leaders. You are so valuable. So, are you ready? I'm calling you in, babies. I look forward to reading your comments. And I'll turn my camera around. Hey, oh, look at the sunshine. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. There, I can kind of see you now. Hedrick, hello. Who is that? Les. Oh, I can't read the names. Thank you, whoever's watching. Thank you very much. Listen to those birds. Isn't that amazing? So, I'm gonna go and see where my bramble gloves are. Ooh. There we are. Come and say goodbye. Come here.
Have I got to come here?
You gotta come here.
I've got to come here.
Say bye-bye.
Hello.
Bye.
See you next time.
Loads of loves.